Mariah here with Thread and Maple, and in today's tutorial I would like to show you how to pick up a drop stitch in your garter. While it's not as straightforward as picking up a stitch in stockinette, it is definitely doable. So to pick up this drop stitch, I'm going to use my favorite tool is a double-sided crochet hook. And you can actually get one of these from Thread and Maple. So it's got the hook on either side. You don't have to use this, but I find that it makes this process a lot easier. Then you're going to identify your stitch. And in this case, we need to pick up a knit stitch. So garter is alternating between knits and purls. So I'm going to pick this up as if to knit, bringing my crochet hook from the bottom to the top of the drop stitch, and then going in and finding the knit strand, which is right here. This is the next ladder I need to pick up. So I'm going to put my crochet hook under that ladder. Now I have the ladder and the drop stitch on my hook, and I'm going to pull that through. And we're doing garter, so now we have to alternate. We've just picked up as if to knit. Now we need to pick up as if to purl. So this is going to be the next ladder I pick up, but I need to have that ladder in front of my stitch. So this is why I like this hook for this purpose. I'm going to go underneath that ladder and I'm going to slide that hook through so I can catch my drop stitch on the other end. I'm going to pull it under. And now that ladder is in the front and I'm coming into that drop stitch from the top to the bottom. So now I can put my ladder on my crochet hook as well and pull that through. Now if you don't have that double-sided crochet hook, you can just use a regular crochet hook. It's not a problem. Just keep in mind, again, garter stitches alternating our knits and purls. So when we do garter stitch flat, we knit on every side, and the side that we're knitting on, the back side, that stitch is going to become a purl. So when we pick up these stitches, we need to switch back and forth between those knits and purls. So if you are having a little trouble recognizing what stitch you have, it is helpful to take one of your removable stitch markers and put that in the stitch so it doesn't drop any further. And then you can assess a little bit better what stitch you have. So right now what I see, and if I kind of pull on this stitch marker, I don't see another V show up. So all I see below the loop that is dropped is that purl bump. And if I take a closer look as well, I can see here that the loop going through that purl bump is attached to another purl bump over here. So I can see that this is a purl bump row, which means if I'm alternating between knits and purls, if this is a purl, then my drop stitch needs to be picked up as if to knit. When you're looking at your ladders, you're also going to notice that they seem kind of layered. There are some ladders that seem further back and kind of tucked behind and hard to see. So this one here is really hard to see. It's tucked back there. And there's other ones that are really close to the surface. Those are very tempting and very easy to grab. You might be able to tell here, there's a little bit of layering going on. So the next piece to kind of double check is if I know that I'm going to pick up this stitch to knit, I want to look and see what my ladder is attached to. So this is the ladder here that I'm going to grab for a knit. And a trick is the knit ladder is usually tucked further back and hard to get to. But if you're still not sure, if you kind of pull that fabric apart, you're going to see that this ladder is attached to this knit stitch. So that's what we're going to look for. And the ladder above is attached to a purl bump. Okay, so that has confirmed for me that this is a knit. This drop stitch needs to be picked up as if to knit. So I'm going in to pick up a drop stitch from bottom to top for a knit. And then my crochet hook is going underneath the next ladder. And I'm just going to pull that through. And now, since I don't have the other crochet hook, I can still switch gears to the purl. And I think kind of the best way to do it, instead of just taking the hook out and risking dropping that again, keep it on that hook. What you're going to do is put your hook underneath the purl ladder, just like you did for the other hook. And then we're still going to slide this over. And I kind of use the end of my crochet hook to support that stitch and pull it through. And now I've got my ladders in the front, my purl ladders in the front, and then I've got my drop stitches stabled. But now I do have to take out my crochet hook. So I take it out and stick that hook from top to bottom. So when we pick up a purl, we're picking up from top to bottom. So now I have my ladder and my drop stitch, and I'm going to pull that ladder through. And now I'm going to switch gears, same thing. I can just slide that crochet hook through. I'm not going to, that way it doesn't drop. If I kind of pinch the bottom of that stitch when I take my hook out, I can put the hook in top or bottom to top. I'm going to look for that ladder. You can see how this one is really tempting, but I'm picking this up as if to knit. So it's that knit stitch that's tucked back there. Pull that through. One more time. We're going to switch over to a purl, go in from the top to the bottom, grab that ladder, pull it through, and pop it on your needle. And that's how you pick up a drop stitch in garter. I hope that this was helpful, but if you have any other questions, please let us know in the comments.